Friday night, which means it's time now, 9:30, to do the Oddsmakers. All right, here we go, the Oddsmakers here. Growing more popular by the week. And, of course, Slick and Aaron throw down and pick all your games. And, of course, we always like to involve the live from Studio 6B audience. Gina from North Carolina is back. She was on the Oddsmakers last year, and she did well enough in the regular season to make it back for the playoffs. So we know Gina knows how to pick them. Gina, welcome back. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. How is everyone there?
Everybody here is good. Looking forward to seeing what games you've got. Slick, Aaron, and Gina are going to pick your games for the weekend. I'll start with the Slickster, as I always do. Game number 1, Slick, college football. Where are you going?
All right, Big D. I'm going to Indiana and Penn State. Beaver Stadium, Big D. I think it's going to be a toothless Beaver this weekend because Franklin's been fired, and I think Indiana comes into town and rolls the Nittany Lions. They're laying 14.5 points is the spread that I have. Can you check that? You got the same spread?
Good.
Yeah, so give me the 9-0, number 2 in the country, Indiana Hoosiers over Penn State, who's on the way out, 3-5, and their season's all over.
All right, Indiana minus 14.5. Still a big number against a big-time school in Penn State. Indiana minus 14.5 over Penn State. The Slick's game number 1. Aaron, game number 1, college football. Where are you going?
Game number 1, I'm going to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm going to take Alabama over LSU minus 10.5. I believe that line's sitting at. LSU is a mess. They've lost 3 of their last 4. They just lost their head coach, and they have to travel to Tuscaloosa. Wilson's making his head coaching debut, and Alabama's won 7 straight, and they have a world of momentum behind them. I don't think LSU is going to be able to keep up whatsoever. Alabama's killing it defensively, and LSU's O-line is not that great. I think Ty Simpson's going to have a great game and win this by double digits for sure.
Oh, for sure. Uh-oh.
Sure.
All right, LSU 5-3 travels to Alabama, 7-1, number 4 Alabama. So that's game number 1 for Aaron. Gina, game number 1. Where are you going?
Roll Tide. I'm going with Aaron. I definitely believe that Alabama's certainly going to win. LSU, everything she said, we got an interim coach there. This is not going to work. Alabama for the win. No ifs, ands, or buts.
All right.
I like it, Gina.
Gina's taking Alabama as well, minus 10.5 over LSU. Game number 2, let's go to the NFL. Slick, where are you going?
Well, I'm rooting for a royal flush for the Tide this weekend, so we'll see what happens there. But I'm going to take, we got Tampa hosting New England. This is the game of the week, Big D. You got 6-2 Tampa taking on 7-2 New England. New England looking for their 7th straight win. Can you imagine that? Actually, 8th straight win. They started out 0-2. So I'm going to go with Tampa. They're laying 2.5 in this big-time matchup. Even though I think Mike Vrabel's done a great job, 4-0 on the road. But I think Drake may be due for a loss. That'd be Drake May. I think Baker and the boys will step up, even though they're banged up at receiver. Obviously, having Mike Williams out for on IR, but I still think they come through. They're at home. They're strong in that stadium. So give me the Buccaneers laying 2.5.
All right, Tampa minus 2.5 over the Patriots for Slick game number 2. Aaron, where are you going for game number 2?
I thought you were going to take the Patriots. I'm going to be with you on this one. I'm also taking Tampa Bay over the Patriots minus 2.5 at home. Yes, New England, like Slick said, has been on fire, obviously winning their last 6 or 7 games. Drake May's been killing it, but they just barely escaped the Falcons last week, 24-23, and I honestly do think they're due for a loss. And yes, Mike Evans is out for the year, and they're dealing with injuries, but they're coming off a bye. I think they're going to be fresh and ready to go at home.
All right, Aaron is joining Slickster. Tampa Bay minus 2.5. Gina, where are you going for game number 2?
Arizona over Kansas. Arizona's coming off of a big win with Colorado. Their offense has been performing well, and Kansas defense is not consistent. So I am going for Arizona.
All right, we're still staying in college football for Gina. Arizona, game number 2 for her. Okay, game number 3, back to the NFL. Slick, where are you going?
Well, Pittsburgh Steelers and LA Chargers, Big D. It's a Sunday night game, 8:20. The 5-3 Steelers, their defense really stepped it up last week by beating the Indianapolis Colts, the big tough team in the league now. And I think the key here will be how the Chargers offensive line can handle T.J. Watt, all-world. He had a great game last week. Indy had 6 turnovers the Steelers caused, and I really like them looking good. I think QB Justin Herbert's going to be running for his life. He was sacked 6 times last week. He's going to be sacked even more. because I'll tell you one thing: the Steelers' defense is a lot better than the Titans' defense. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 2.5 on the road in SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California.
All right, Slick's got the Steelers plus 2.5 over the Chargers. Aaron, game number 3, where are you going?
Game number 3, I'm going to Seattle. I'm going to take the Seahawks over the Cardinals, minus 6.5, I believe, still at home. I believe the Seahawks are kind of putting the league on notice after their game last week against the Commanders. Sam Darnold is playing very well, and their defense is also doing great. They've given up less than 20 points in 3 straight games, and they've won all of those games. I just don't think Arizona's going to have enough juice to slow down Seattle in Seattle. So I'm going to go with the Seahawks.
All right, Seahawks minus 6.5 over Arizona at home. Gina, game number 3, where are you going?
Okay, I'm actually going to go with Slick Rick. I am going to pick the Steelers over the Chargers. Even though he called me out, I am a Cowboys fan, not a Denver fan. But I'm going to go with him with this over the Steelers, hoping for more turnovers since the Chargers seem to have an injury-plagued offensive line. So I'm going Steelers.
All right, Pittsburgh plus 2.5 over the Chargers for Gina's game number 3. Final game. Game number 4, Slick. Where are we going?
Well, I just want to say to Gina, the Cowboys are in a can't-lose situation this weekend because they got the bye. They're not playing, so we can't lose. Big D, Carolina, and New Orleans. Bank of America Stadium, Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to take Carolina. I think they look good. They're laying 5.5, a little bit of points, but New Orleans 1-8, kind of lost. Carolina 5-4, looking to get into that playoff spot. Bryce Young has shown great improvement. They beat Green Bay last week, right? Best team in the NFC, and guess who they're taking on this week? The worst team in the NFC, and I think they're going to win. I think they'll cover. So give me Carolina 5.5 over New Orleans.
All right, Carolina minus 5.5 over New Orleans. Let's go 425 on Sunday for Aaron's final game. Aaron, what is it?
This is my game of the week. I'm going to take the Rams over the 49ers, minus 4.5 on the road. This game is going to be interesting. These teams met back in week 5, and the Rams lost to the 49ers in LA. It was one of the best games of the season so far, and they've won every game since that loss. I think they're going to take home the win this weekend. They're superior on offense compared to the 49ers, and their defense is dynamite, especially in the red zone. So I think they're going to go into San Francisco and get this done and to go home.
All right, Rams minus 5 on the road over San Francisco. Game number 4 for Aaron. Oh, actually, you got 4.5, so we'll give you the 4.5.
Yes.
Gina, game number 4, last game. Where are you going?
Okay, let's try this. Let's go Lions over the Redskins. Sorry, can't call them Commanders. Lions will be motivated to win. They have not lost 2 consecutive games in regular season since October of 2022. Daniels is still out with an elbow injury, so that's why. We're going to go Lions over Redskins.
All right, Detroit minus 8 over Washington for Gina's final game of the week. All right, there you go. A week 10 in the NFL odds makers.
Thanks, Gina.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, there you go. Gina did a great job as always.
Yeah.
Slick and Aaron's picks we'll put up on social media so everybody knows what they're rooting for. If you're rooting for Slick and Aaron,